Everybody, welcome to Racing Dudes Live for Saturday, July 1st. Wow, it is July 1st. That's crazy to think about. We're already over halfway through the year. Hope you're having a great day here. Magic with Mike Somich, Jared Welch, Nick Feldman, one of the co-hosts of the new Racing Dudes After Dark program. Happy to have you on. That's weird. You're in the chat and you're on screen. Okay. It'll be one of those shows. All right. Good to see you. Shotty, good to see you in the chat. Mike, I'll start with you. We got 4 minutes to race for the Wise Dan Stakes here. How has Ellis Park been overall for you today?
It's okay. I mean, it would have been. I would have been nice if Lamore decided that she didn't want to hang like crazy on that one and just go by. But other than that, it's been pretty good. I thought it's been a fun day. The Atchison debut, I thought, was really good, especially considering 6-1 morning line goes off at 9-1, so it didn't take any money and then just never looked like a loser in that race either. So fun to see that horse go. I thought we've seen some pretty good turf performances, and excited to get these last two. And the next one we're going to talk about here, the Stephen Foster, it's a phenomenal betting race because there's just a lot of directions you can go.
Jared, let's talk about it here. You've got set piece at 4-5 is the favorite, and he's making third start of the year. 7-year-old, you'd think this would be when he gives his best effort, and he won the Grade 3 Arlington going a mile and a 16th at Churchill Downs. That is technically the prep for this race here, but now we're at Ellis Park. But still, do you play this horse at this price?
By the way, I wanted to put a name with the performance that Somich was talking about. It was in race 4. Edified is the horse's name for Asmussen, a $650,000 son of Tappet. Seems like maybe could win the Belmont next year. We'll see.
Don't start that already.
I know. This is my Belmont horse. Okay. This is the next Tappet Trice. I'm sure the horse will run third. Okay. So, I don't know. Like it's one of those races that I went into it. I try to beat set piece every time. Last race I didn't try, and I picked the horse and he won. But he's just one of those that he wins sometimes, but he doesn't like to win all that often. He likes to do that thing where he's like, oh, he was coming, and then he just didn't quite get there, or the pace wasn't great, or whatever it is. So, when he's bet this hard, it's hard to have the want and the desire to play him at 4-5 or at this even lower, but at the same time, like, I think you got to use him on top just because of the field that he's facing.
Mike, do you agree? Would you use set piece in this race?
I use set piece here, but I went pretty deep. I wouldn't bet him at 4-5. I'll tell you that, because I agree with Jared. Like, the trip has to be perfect here for him to be able to work it out. If I'm betting a win here, give me the 3 Camp Hope. I'm surprised this one's floated up to 7-1. I thought this was going to end up being your second choice. Came off a really nice win last time. I think sits a really good trip here, kind of just behind the speed, able to get first run on him. A horse that's improving here, 5-year-old by Summerfront, sold for $200,000. I don't love McPeak, but at 7-1, I'm willing to give it a little bit of a shot.
Nick Feldman, you like to play especially for price horses here. Where would you go in this race for a win bet? Are you going set piece 4-5? Are you going price hunting?
No, I would not bet set piece to win. But I do think he will run. I do think he could be a piece of the exacta. So I like the 1 Harlan Estate. I liked the horse the last time it ran, and I feel like maybe third off the layoff here, that this horse could, with the 1 post, could get a really good trip. And I also kind of like, as a price, the 6 Kintaset. They've gone back-to-back turf races after having kind of they didn't know whether he was a turf or dirt horse. But he's always ran, pretty good speed figures. And so third time on turf, he won last out. Then they put him into this stakes race here. And I think that he could surprise everybody at 16-1.
I will take for a price play here, because I do think set piece is definitely a win candidate, but play action pass the 5 horse at 8-1, second off the layoff. I think he'll sit a lot closer to the pace than he did last time out, but it was his first race of the year. We hadn't seen him in about 186 days. So he has back races that say, as a 3-year-old, that if he progresses, second start as a 4-year-old now, that he could win this one. Mile and 16th, well within his wheelhouse, and he had a really nice win here last July. So I like play action pass in this spot. But Jared, exact to play here for you.
I think the 4 quite a bit, but I think the horse might get tired late. So give me like a 1-8 over 4.
Mike?
Give me the 3 with the 6-8 boxed, and then 3 over 6-8. I agree. I think it has shot.
I like 8 over the 1-6 and the 1-6 over the 8.
I'll go 8-5 here. Though if you like kitten set, play stitched underneath. Go for the 6-9 exacta. They're off.
Of course, Magic. Tut's Revenge putting a little token pressure on Get Smoking, but it looks like Get Smoking is going to clear.
Hosier second to last going into the turn. Not what you expected.
Nope. You thought there'd be a little more pace there.
The way this 4, I picked this horse to win on top and on blinkers off, and the more I watch the race or analyze the race, I thought, man, I think he's going to run well, but he does every time, really. But he might just get a little tired late.
What's different between here and what happened last time in the Arlington when set piece caught him?
Exactly.
It's the same trip.
Well, the mile and the 16th is the key, right? Run 4 times in a mile and 16th does have a win, but 3 seconds. And when you have one of those speed horses that seems to give it up every time, it's tough to put him on top.
Well, the 1, I thought the 1 would get a little better trip. Kind of just went straight back there to hang out with set piece.
Anybody have any fractions? I'm not seeing anything.
I'm not seeing it either. I like the 6 is looking good here.
Yeah, great spot for Kitten Staff. Good enough. Should be able to get first run, and now it's going to make it.
Got the 9 right behind. Come on, 6-9 exacta. Let's go. Come on, 6-9 exacta. Looking good.
Let's see if Get Smoking has something left right now, though.
Yes.
That 6 didn't get by, so now it's whether or not someone can come from the back.
Come on, 4.
Set piece. 9.
Oh boy, this could blow up the tote here. 46-1 on Stitch.
Oh my goodness.
Which is going to get by.
And set piece won't get there.
Yep.
Wow.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy.
40, how do you get? Okay, let's look.
Fabian Pratt at 46-1. That's kind of nuts.
That right there is why you can't bet that MFer, the set piece. Like he does, it's like, oh, he ran okay, and he's coming late, just didn't get there. And sometimes he does get there.
I would love to know what the fractions were here. I mean, it sucks that, we're running in, what is this, a grade 2, and we can't put the fractions up? Because they couldn't have been fast.
No, it felt slow.
Yeah.
Equibase is wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, and the 3 and the 1 both come running up late, but never even threatened to hit the try there. Both end up 4th and 5th.
It's very frustrating when you handicap a race. Well, obviously I didn't handicap it correctly because I didn't have the 9. But when you handicap the pace and how it's going to go out and then in, like, okay, the 4 is going to do his thing. He's going to get tired late and he's going to get caught. Not by the 9 though. There's the 8 right behind him. There's the 1 right behind that. It's like kind of all went unfolded like you thought. Is just the 9. It's very frustrating because I never would have got there with the 9.
No,
That's the horse that caught Get Smoking. That's what's weird to me. That's the horse that got him.
And you even look back and it's just like, okay, I thought the 9 would be forwardly placed. Like I thought the 9 would be pressing the pace, and decided not to do that, sat a little bit off it, and was able to make that 3 wide move and get the job done. Bummed by the 6's effort there, because you mentioned it, Nick, during the race. Kittenset was sitting in a perfect position to be able to go on with it, and just didn't have anything in the lane.
If Aaron was here, he'd just say, he just sucks. And playing hooky at the Yankees-Cardinals game.
I don't think he's enjoying it either. He bet the Yankees, and they're in a rain delay down 11-1.
Yeah, get rocked.
Whoops.
Yeah.
That horse is just really hard to get to.
His cousin wanted to see a certain player for the Yankees. Yeah. And so that's why they went, and the player's not even in the lineup today. So they went, and it's just like everything's going wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you, Nick. I'm looking back at it now too. I'm like, no chance. I mean, that's an all-button horse. That's the only way I'm getting to that 9 horse there. That effort came literally out of nowhere with the different tactics. Like, if you got to that one, congratulations. That's you deserved 46-1.
Yeah. Like in a tournament, you're like, it's because Pratt's aboard. I'm going to use this horse in a tournament because Pratt's aboard. That's the only...
Did Pratt ride the horse? I've got Pedroza up.
It looks on
subbed
TVG. It says that
They
Pratt rode.
changed to Pratt. Yeah. Equibase doesn't have it right, but
It must have been a change this morning.
yeah, I don't. Okay, like Mike said, if you got to it, good to you. Good for you.
Yeah,
The
congratulations.
9-4 exacta was the probable was paying $600 for $2.
Oh, I believe it.
I have a feeling there's not very many people that knew Pratt was riding that because I think just his name alone would have made that horse 25 to 1. I mean,
Jeez, that's crazy.
Race is over. Which some people still don't know that he wrote it. It's like, because the information's not correct. I'm not making fun of Mike.
Well, I'm just looking at DRF right now. They didn't update it in there.
No, I mean Equibase doesn't either. It's weird. They're usually the ones that are on top of it. But anyways, on screen here, this is the past performances for this Grade 2 Wise Dance Stakes winner. The winner of the Caesar Stakes, the Mystic Lake Derby. I mean, this is a horse that Mike and I like. Pretty sure we talked about this horse at least once last year, but in these spots, we had no idea this was coming here.
Last out, he was beaten 14 links. Camp Hope won that race. Hosier won that, or got third in that race. 2 back, he got 5th, beaten 3. Set piece beat him. Annapolis. He got beat by Caravel and the rest of Mireille, in that Shakertown. This horse has never even sniffed winning since last year, basically, at Canterbury.
Man, Set Piece has got to be one of the most frustrating horses running right now.
Right.
Because it's like
he's the new Raging Bull.
yeah, either he wins, like he's always the favorite. It feels like he's pretty much the favorite in almost any race you see him in. He's been the favorite now in the last 6 efforts is the favorite. He's won 3 easily and missed the board basically in the other 3. And you're just like, okay, come on. Like it's frustrating when you have those type of horses where the effort is there, but you don't have a jockey that you fully trust to be able to weave a closer to the right trip. And you don't know whether or not the pace is always going to be there to set it up. It's why the horses that come from off the pace at short prices are so difficult to deal with, because if they get the trip, they're the best horse. But everything has to go right for them to hit. And you get so frustrated when they win at 4 to 5. And you get so frustrated when they lose at 4 to 5.
He's impossible to. You just have to. And that's the other thing about him is it doesn't matter the caliber of the race either with Set Piece. You know what I mean? It could be a grade 1, it could be a grade 3, it could be a listed stakes. He may win it, he may run 3rd, or whatever. You almost just have to use him and not even think about it. Just defensively use him and move on, because when you don't use him, he's going to beat you. Halterman was dead set against him last time out. He won. And I used him. So it worked out that case. I needed him today, and he's awful. It's just, and he'll probably win next time. So he's very frustrating.
If he's going off at even money every time, you might as well just chuck him if he wins half the time, because he'll make more money in the exotics and the pick 5s when he loses than you will when he wins.
Yeah, there's no point of. Where did Camp Hope run? Did he run 4th?
4th or 5th.
Yeah.
I mean, the 1, the 3, and the 8 were all too far back based on where everyone came from. Because the 4 almost went wire to wire. The 9 came from right off it, and then the 1, 3, and the 8 were the next 3, and they were last at the half-mile pole, and they all came running, but never had a chance to get there.
Man, it's frustrating. That's a frustrating one. Let's see what we got here.
Probably not a horse we're excited about. Any horse from that for the Breeders' Cup, right?
No.
Nope.
No, the next race is a Breeders' Cup win, and you're in.
We've got 0 minutes to race 8 at Woodbine. If you want to talk about that one real quick, Magic.
The Grade 2 Highlander Stakes. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to pull it up in time there, but I was actually just watching the replay right now of what happened at Woodbine in the race before it, because it knocked out already my ticket from the pick 5. But yeah, we've got, let's see, scratch down to 9 in here. Going 6 furlongs on turf. Mike, our big pick that we loved at 5 to 1, Macedo, is now 7 to 2 second choice. Do we still like him?
Yeah, I think 7-2 is a good price on this horse. To me, this is the 2 and the 4, the 2 horses that I respect the most in here. I'm 2-4-8 in the pick 5. But Macedo, I thought, ran phenomenal last time out. That was first off a long layoff, almost a full year for Cass. You get Patrick Husbands aboard, who's his go-to guy. I think the pace sets up well. There's quite a bit of it here. One Timer was your favorite on the outside. is one of those horses where if he gets the lead and gets clear, he's really tough. But if he doesn't, if there's pressure, he usually folds like a deck of cards. So I would like the 2 or the 4 should be sitting just off it. And if anyone holds from the front, I think it's going to be the 8 here, Striker. So 2, 4, and 8 for me. Try and get around the 10, who's the favorite.
Jared, you probably didn't happen to look at Woodbine, did you? It's okay if you didn't.
That's a hard negative.
Oh,
You guys did. Why did I need to?
Exactly. There you go. Feldy, I know you did. What did you think about this race?
I didn't have the biggest opinion. I did look at it. I was following you guys along too. I would probably throw like a small win bet on the 7. I think he looks like he could run a good race in this spot, and he's a good price at 7-1.
I gotta pull up my notes to remember. I know I liked the 2 Outlaw Kid. He was 3-1 on the morning lines, floated up to 5-1, which I think is interesting. But since he's been gelded, he's 3 for 4 in turf sprints. All wins were by open lengths. One time he lost, it was a stakes, but it was at Backwaduct, and I think he's been facing New York horses that were just as good as pretty much every horse that's in this spot. So I like him, especially. I'm surprised. Mike, are you surprised that his odds floated up? Because I am.
Yeah, I am. I thought that he was going to be basically the co-favorite here. The 4 is taking the money I was expecting the 2 to take. So I'm surprised he floated up. Don't mind the pick there from Nick either with Super Dormy, the 7. Step up in class, but he's 2 for 2 on this turf course and 2 for 2 at the distance. So another one at 7-1. It's a price. This just feels like an overbet favorite on the 10. I don't think one timer should be below 3-1 in this spot, and you're staring straight at 8-5 right now.
They're expecting him, Nick, I think, to just have a rocket out of his ass when he comes out of that starting gate. That's the only way, right, Nick, that you think the 10 wins this?
Yeah, I'm not. I think he might run into some. I mean, I know he won at Kentucky Downs, but Kentucky Downs is a weird race, weird track. So I think he's.
Well, Woodbine's not the most normal track. Let's be fair here.
We're starting to see some money on the 2 as well. Clicks down from 5-1 to 4-1 there, but they're walking into the gate. So late money is coming on the 2.
In the gate, and they're off.
One timer is definitely not going to make the lead.
I was going to say, he's getting pumped pretty hard there, but he's not. No. Wow, he's 3rd right now.
It's going to be interesting to see what trip this 2 works out.
Outlaw Kid says, F you.
Yeah, he's not going to let him inside of him. I was expecting him to back off and then pocket behind the 1, but
I like that move. I like that move because he knows one timer can't win if he's not on the lead. Good job, Ken Sell.
We'll see what happens here. Weaver's been on fire too. He's been so good with these turf sprinters at Belmont, especially the 2-year-olds. We'll see if anyone starts making.
Good when he sends them to Ascot too.
Come on, 7. 7's gonna make a run here. Let's go 7.
Come on, 2.
Right down the middle. Here we go.
Wow.
Come on, 2. Come on, 2. Grind him out.
No, but I think he's not gonna hold on. Someone's gonna catch him. Right?
That's a
Maybe.
3. Is that Old Chestnut?
That's Old Chestnut. Come on, Nope, Chestnut's not going to get there. But the 6.
The 6.
Oh,
6 snuck in.
Oh, wait.
And the
No,
5.
it's a 5.
5. Wow. That was wild.
Lucky Score. Ran 2nd to Super Dormy last time out. Gets the job done.
Damn.
The other Cassie. Oh,
Damn. 14-1 on him. Oof.
that one was gettable. 2nd off the layoff. Ran well last time. Cassie has the 4. If you like the 4, you could easily have gotten to that 5. It's a nice price. That's a heck of a way to start out this late pick 5, taking out multiple favorites, including 3-5 Wonder Wheel.
That was a hell of a finish there.
Did you have the 5 Magic? I think you did.
No.
No, I thought we talked about Lucky Score. That was crazy at the end. It looked like 4 different horses were going to win down the line.
Yeah, that was
there.
I was 2-4 in that spot. Macedo didn't really run, did he?
No, got a good trip too. I mean, was sitting behind that group of 3 and had every right to be able to make a move from there, and just didn't kick.
Damn. I'm looking back at the winner Lucky Score here. I mean, that was a hell of a race from him. He snuck in underneath, but interesting. All right. Well, good for him. I don't know. Jared, you got a lot to say about it too, I can tell.
I'm watching Belmont. Thank you very much. So we have 9 minutes to the John A. Nerude if you want to switch over to that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wayburn
Nice.
6-5.
Wow.
Candyman Rocket at 5-2. Wayburn obviously making his debut for Todd Pletcher, which is interesting. I thought Candyman Rocket would be the favorite though. So I'm a little surprised by that, but I guess a lot of that is because of the Todd Pletcher aspect.
Yeah, I was expecting Candyman Rocket to be the favorite here too. I kind of thought those prices would be flipped. I'm surprised no one else is really taking any money. 6-1 on your third choices right now.
By the way, but while we switch over to Belmont, how about that Dwyer? That was a hell of a race. Dwyer was a really solid race between Fort Bragg and what's that horse's name? The
Saudi Crown.
Saudi Crown.
Saudi Crown. Yeah, that horse. Both those horses, but that horse might be really, really good.
Fort Bragg and General Jim, we saw them battle it in the Pate Mile. Those could we got some real horses around one turn in this 3-year-old class.
Yeah, I agree. Because that was it looked like Fort Bragg was just going to cruise up. You're like, okay, this is over. He's going to go right by, and then he fought back big time and made it close. And for a horse making his third start, first stakes, start went crazy fast. That was I thought it was impressive. Those two just pulled away. We'll see them. Definitely see those two this summer. You're right, Somich. I mean, where we're going to see some of these horses, some of these 3-year-olds that were, on the Triple Crown Trail that are obviously going to be diverted back to maybe the one turns and things like that. It's going to be a really fun summer, not just from an aspect of the Travers, and of course will be, but trying to kind of figure out these 3-year-olds and where they fit.
Yeah, I mean, the H. Allen Jerkins, 7 furlongs at Saratoga for 3-year-olds. That could be a lot of fun. The Malibu at the end of the year at Santa Anita could be a lot of fun. I mean, you've got some of these one-turn races with phenomenal horses that a lot of these trainers will go to. Brad Cox will go to Saratoga. Baffert obviously will go to Saratoga. Baffert will be there at Santa Anita. It'd be fun to see a lot of these horses ship all over the place and take on each other. I mean, I expect General Jim's going to be up there. We'll see if he's going 2 turns or 1, but he's another one that I think it factors into that class as well.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about the Nerude here. We've got 5 minutes to post. Riders are up on the horses here. This used to be a Breeders' Cup winning you're in for the sprint, not anymore, but that's whatever. That's fine. Is 7 furlong race, and that kind of makes things tricky for a lot of these horses because you've got some really great 6 furlong sprinters, maybe 6.5 furlong, but 7 furlongs, especially if they've got speed. Can be tough for them here. So your favorite right now is 6-5 Wayburn, the 3-horse here. The top pick for both Andy Serling and Sarah El Badwi. The Candyman Rocket 5-2 second choice on the rail. Horse I love, but Mike, I'm very concerned about him being on the rail, inside speed, going 7 furlongs here. Can he hold on, or does he get cooked out?
I mean, there's some more speed in here, too. This isn't just going to be Candyman Rocket out there loping by himself, so it could get a little difficult for him. I did put Candyman Rocket on top because I think he's the best horse in the race, and I don't think that the speed from who I expect to be Little Vic is going to be all that much pressure. So it'll be interesting to see what this early pace looks like, because if Candyman Rocket's able to go 23 flat for the opening quarter, 46 flat for the half, he's going to be very, very tough down the lane. Wayburn makes a ton of sense, gets the right pace set up. I'm surprised Synthesis is up there at 19-1. I thought that horse was going to get bet down from the morning line 15-1, not bet up. So if I'm looking for a price, that would be the direction I would go.
Jared, 6-5 on Wayburn. Is he your top pick here? Or you go somewhere else?
Yeah, he's my top pick. I've always really liked Wayburn. He's been one of those kind of frustrating horses, though, and I think more particular because it feels like they've ran him in just all different spots and different distances and different, even different surfaces, and it's just now he's with Todd Pletcher. I think the 7 furlongs that's his spot, right? And he's only had 4 career wins, but 3 of those wins were at 7 furlongs. And he's ran really well. You go back and watch the Westchester. Yeah, he got beat. If you just look at the lines, it doesn't look super special. That was the day, of course, Repo Rocks was on some Repo juice. And, past that, it was okay, I mean, he did get beat by Zan, and that's a little disappointing. But they also were going a mile, 7 furlongs, 2 back. He beat Dean Delivers, who obviously came back to win. The 3 back, he beat Collaborate, who came back to win at 7 furlongs as well. I think he's really good at 7 furlongs. And so I do like him quite a bit here. and for a lot of reasons, like Somich pointed out, I do think there's some speed in here. Might soften up. The one to me is the danger. There's no secret about that. But I'm hoping he gets softened up enough for Wayburn. I just like the way Wayburn runs late in these races.
One horse that I like at a price, and I don't know if he'll be strong enough to hold off Wayburn in this stretch, but I think sets a good trip early. The number 6, Sheriff Bianco for Linda Rice and Jose Lascano. Horse cutting back after running at a mile and a 16th last time out in New York Bred Stakes. It was a 1-turn mile and a 16th, now 7 furlongs. A distance that he almost won at an allowance race at Aqueduct back in March. He just always seems to show up in these 1-turn dirt races in New York and always puts in a good effort. And outside of Candyman Rocket and Wayburn, I think it's kind of wide open. So, Nick, if I was looking for a price, is that where you would go with Sheriff Bianco, or do you want to go a different direction?
I like the top 2 horses quite a bit in this race. So I really think that if it's not going to be Candyman Rocket, I think Wayburn wins. But just looking at like Candyman Rocket, I think, Bill Mott has just been on fire with sprints and 1-mile races. This horse is in good form. He doesn't need the lead, so I think he's going to just kind of sit off. And, if you kind of look, it's kind of surprising. I didn't really realize this, but since the Wood Memorial last year, he's finished first or second every race except for the 1-2 back, in which it must just not have been his day. But he's been really consistent, and I think he's like a sneaky good horse here. And this might be a kind of like a stepping out, or taking some command maybe in the sprint division. And Bill Mott's kind of dominating that anyway. So that would be fun to have 3 great horses.
Yeah, if you're a Candyman Rocket fan, you want that trip in the Gulfstream Sprint, where he let the first 2 horses go in front of him, sat in third, and then just absolutely engulfed them down the lane, right? You don't want to go with Little Vic. You don't want to go with Twisted Ride, who probably will both be pushing the pace early here. You want to be right behind those 2 and let, your main competitors, Wayburn, really be way behind you, and then just get first run on the leaders and try and hold them off versus trying to get involved in that early battle. I expect that's going to be the tactics, but the rail makes it a little more difficult because you have to have some early speed so that you don't get really in trouble, but you need the 4 and the 5 to be able to go in front of you so that you can sit right behind them and pocket up. I still think that 7 at 19-1 is a crazy price here.
I actually agree with you on that one. It's a horse I looked at quite a bit when I was handicapping the race for blinkers off, and he gets beat by Elite Power and True North, obviously. No shame in there, but you go back to the race prior to that, looked awesome. You do wonder about the Lasix. It hasn't ran really well off of the Lasix. That was a little bit of a concern for me. But if he can kind of run similar, he loves this distance. I think more than anything, the price at 17-1 is more than fair.
Yeah, there's a lot of worlds where this horse runs second or third, right? If you're looking for, because if you assume the 4-5 go out and give it up, the 1 goes out. If the 1 can't handle 7 furlongs, if you like Wayburn, like the 3-6-7 try, I think is 100% in play here. If you think the 1-4-5 are all going to back out of it, at the price of 18-1, it's one of those horses that I think you have to include underneath.
Maybe he's one of those roller coaster horses. You look back at September 30th, 2022. Wins. Next out. 5th, beaten 6 lengths. Next wins. Next 6th, beaten 20 lengths. Next 2nd in a dead heat. Then 5th, beaten 11 lengths. Then he wins. Then 6th, beaten 9 lengths. This is the time to play him. He's on the upswing. It's the top of the roller coaster.
I'm punching in a 1-3-7 try cold, and I'll play back 1 with 7-3 for a little bit less.
Jared, give us a cold try.
Cold try. Give me a 3-7-1.
Feldy?
1-3-2.
I'm going to go 6-3-1. I looked at the wrong numbers there. Give me the upset with Sheriff Bianco. 6-3-1.
I don't hate the 6
My only
either.
issue with Sheriff Bianco is all the stakes races have been state bred. And so this is, to me, a pretty big jump up in class if you're going from there up into this level.
Listen, just because you're a known Linda Rice hater like everybody else.
I'm probably one of the bigger Linda Rice fans, if we're being fair here. I don't know if fan is the right word. I bet her a lot. We'll put it that way.
There you go.
All right, headed into the gate here. John A. Nehru, grade 2. Fun, by the way. Did the previews for the debutante, and I can't remember the name of the other race right now.
Bashford Manor.
And the Bashford Manor. Those are some fun little races. Only 6-horse fields or 7-horse fields in both of them, but there are some really good 2-year-olds that are running tomorrow at Ellis.
It's weird to feel like it's at running at Ellis, but I mean that's where we're at, I guess. But yeah.
Maybe the Bears want to play at Ellis. So we can just reopen Arlington.
There we go. 4 goes right to the lead, like you expect. 5 goes with, and yeah, Mike or Jared, I don't remember which one of you said it, but the Candyman Rocket takes back. Probably the wise move.
Pockets right up behind him, should get a great trip, and Wayburn in between horses in last right now, so it's definitely going to get the jump on the main rival there. Sheriff Bianco's sitting a good trip there in 4th as well.
Yeah.
It's nice that Wayburn's not too far back, right, Feldy?
Yeah, but I think he's going to have some trouble back here. He's going to have to either go wide or take a chance and go down to the rail and hope something opens up. And then Candyman Rocket's a pretty good horse to try to run down, and he looks like he is real loaded. So
Yeah,
He looks loaded. The 4th threw in the towel real fast. He was like a quarter of a mile in and was like, I'm done. I'm good.
out of here. Yeah, Wayburn struggling in the back there.
Yeah,
Ooh, he
Wayburn,
is.
something's not right with Wayburn today. So,
Little Vic may be tough here. And Synthesis starting to make the move on the outside.
here goes
Candyman
Rocket.
Rocket, gone. Come on.
Come on,
Come on,
1-7.
Candyman.
Come on, 1-7
Uh-oh. Who's this?
Oh, boy,
the 2? 3 technique. Oh, my God.
Pops out and wins. For
Holy smokes.
how about the 7?
Get up 7. That'd be in tournaments at least. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Yeah, I think it was 271.
Yeah,
Man.
something clearly was not right with Wayburn today.
You
never
know,
ran a
he got
step.
he got half of it right, but he got the big price half of it right. Mayalo called. He thought 3 technique would be there at the wire.
Hopefully Chris pops the 2-7 exacta. Because that would be a number. Yeah, 3 technique. Nice trip. Looked good. The one looked loaded top of the lane and just didn't open at all once Candyman Rocket got asked.
No, I thought he was gone.
I can never figure out 3 technique. He's another horse who is like set piece to me.
2-7. 2-7 exact is paying 83 to 1.
All right, headed over to Ellis Park. We're 3 minutes to post from the Clark there. I'm sorry, the
Well,
Foster.
all right. Listen, I can only keep up with certain.
All right, I'll
That's
leave
so
it up.
much.
All right, we got 3 minutes. The Stephen F. Foster Grade 1. We've got, what is this, an 8-horse field here. The 5-horse, Smile Happy, your favorite right now at 9-5. 6-horse West Will Power, 5-2. Jared, I know you love West Will Power, or at least you did last time this horse ran, and you were disappointed in the effort, but the buyer came back a career best buyer. Smile Happy able to get the job done. Are you back on West Will Power today? Or you're going somewhere else?
I'm not, although I do think he will run better, and I'm kind of with you. I've softened up a little bit on how mad I was at him after that effort. So I do think he'll run well. I'm a little surprised that there's such a discrepancy, because I had such a hard time picking between Smile Happy and Rattle and Roll. And yeah, I said that. You can repeat that. I picked one of the McPeaks at a short price, but I didn't think Rattle and Roll would be 7-1. That's wild to me. I thought they'd be kind of fighting for favoritism a little bit, but in fact, you've got Proxy that's better odds. Yeah, West Willpower. I mean, these are horses I did not think would be lower odds than Rattle and Roll.
Well,
Yeah,
you also had. Go ahead, Mike.
Should we talk about this buyer that Smile Happy got? Because there's no way in hell it should have been a 110. I mean, like we talk about false buyers all the time and how races come back and get higher buyers than you think they should. That was like a 101, 102 type effort.
That was like a Laurel buyer took a California vacation. That's what that was like.
It was crazy. You knew these 2 horses were going to get bet because of that last out buyer, but I don't think they should be 2-1. I have Rattle and Roll on top. I might actually bet a McPeak at 6-1 here. Like, to me, this is that the prices are crazy on the 5 and the 6 because it's 100% based off just that last race, where it was 100% a faulty buyer when you look at the other buyers from that day.
I do think, like, I know, like, after the race I was like, damn, that was pretty impressive, because I try to beat Smile. I mean, any McPeak horse I usually try to beat, and whenever he ran like that, I thought, oh damn, that was pretty good. But I'm with you, like, maybe it wasn't 110 good.
No.
And so I think that's what, like you said, a lot of people are betting. I think Proxy at 3-1 is, I'll probably put him in the winner's circle, but is wild to me.
I hope you do, because I mean, we got to deal with the Joel Rosario factor, but there's enough speed in here that I think Proxy should get a trip to run these guys down, and I like him a lot today. My biggest bet of the day is the double 1 into the 5 the next race, so I'm going after that double right now.
Get it.
I like it.
I don't hate it. If you press it, I mean, like that's the thing. I'm with you. I almost used Proxy in my second spot and thought, because like he'll do his thing. Because he does. Like he's kind of like a better set piece. He does his thing every race really, but it's just a matter of he's good enough to get the job done. But he's going to show up, you would think. And so if you like him, or if you think keying him in second or third, I don't think is a bad idea either. I just thought, again, I thought he would be around that morning line versus getting bet and Rattle and Roll get 7-1. I thought Rattle and Roll. I had a hard time picking between the McPeaks, and there's no different. Or to me, there's a huge discrepancy between them based off the odds.
Anyone have a good Rodney Dangerfield voice? No,
I wish I did.
No respect. The Stiletto Boy, man, 7-1.
Yeah,
I know.
Can we talk about Stiletto Boy for a second here? I ran very, very well in the Pegasus World Cup. Comes back and wins in the Santa Anita Handicap, a Grade 1, and didn't run poorly last time at Oakland in that Oakland Handicap. Set the pace, which I don't think he necessarily is best at. He's not going to set the pace today. He should set a good trip in second or third and get first run. I'm surprised you're getting 7-1 on Stiletto Boy. I'm surprised the favorites are 2-1 choices. I thought the favorite was going to be 3-1, 7-2 in this race, because this is a very tough race.
Well, this was on the morning show due to Bet Daily. This was my top pick in this race. I think he's got a good chance to go gate to wire, unless Wes Willpower is hell bent on going to it, and then he's shown in the past that Stiletto Boy can sit right off of it and let someone go off on a real fast pace and still capitalize. I mean, for him to win the big cap this year is not that's not a small feat. Like that, he beat good horses in there, and he held off Proxy last time out. He was part of a really wicked pace. He held on. The rest of the speed was way behind him. I think Classic Causeway was part of that in the Oakland Handicap. Classic Causeway just finished running that race last week. And this horse barely got beat by Proxy and Last Samurai. So I really like Stiletto Boy, especially at that 7-1 price. Nick, did you like Stiletto Boy at all?
Yeah, I think he's a quality horse that kind of is, I guess, the whole point of why we're talking about him. He's 7-1. He runs tough. He's the type of horse that would win this race, and you look back and you're like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. This is a good betting race and a good race to have if you have an opinion on really any one of these horses. I think you're getting some good value. But I like Proxy a lot. I do think Wes Willpower will run better than he did last time. I don't like Smile Happy, so I think this is a great play against favorite here.
The 2-4 exacta.
Go ahead.
$118 for 2-4, $122 for 2.
That's crazy.
That's a $2 price. So 60-1 on the 2-4 exacta.
That's nutty.
Give me some of that. Give me some of that. I'm playing it.
Listen, I like Stiletto Boy too. It's funny how horse racing is. I like Stiletto Boy, but kind of I don't think he wants to go to the lead. I don't think it's ideal. I'm kind of with Somich. I picked him to win the Oakland Handicap, and I thought that ride was brutal because it's dude, he tried really hard, but he didn't want to go to the lead. He just kind of ended up there. I think West Willpower and Speed Bias will be the ones that are kind of vying for the lead, and if he can sit off of it just a bit, Stiletto Boy does his best running off, just coming off of it. My frustration with Stiletto Boy is that he likes to run really well and not win, and it's tough to. I don't hate any idea of using him in the exacta or whatever, but you just got to be prepared that he could break your heart because he can run really well. He does run well pretty much every time, really. But he doesn't win a lot either.
4-2 cold then. Let's do it.
So you're just using McPeak on top. Just key him.
Yeah, what could go wrong? Yeah, well, at least it's the bigger priced McPeak.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree with you there. Do you guys think first of all, this is the Breeders' Cup winning you're in for the Classic. We know Cody's Wish is kind of the headliner of that so far as we sit here in the beginning of July. But past that, I mean, we don't have a lot of like this is a really good field considering what we have in this older division. I mean, Taba's MIA, and so realistically, we talked a little bit about this on Blinkers Off. There's a handful of these horses, win, lose, or draw today, that are going to be in the Classic because that's just kind of where they're probably going to end up.
Yeah, I mean, Art Collector, I guess, would be the one to me that jumps out that's not here that I think is going to be long-term a player there. And like the Funded, maybe, those kind of guys. Yeah. But this is your best horses that are in the older group that are on the East Coast right now. I mean, like, I don't think that's outside of Art Collector, right? So we'll see what happens. Yeah, Smile Happy does not look happy.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to cooperate. Someone asked what's going on with Smile Happy. He just really doesn't want to budge during warm-ups.
Yeah, he's just being surrounded by 2 horses right now, 2 ponies to try and keep him calm.
Good, I'm against him. Hopefully he works all.
They brought him on the track, and he went over by the rail, and then everyone else started warming up on the track, and he just never really left that spot. He's been close to the gate the whole time. It's weird.
Yeah, they're boxing him toward the gate too. It's very interesting what they're doing with the 2 ponies.
I don't know. I've never paid enough attention to him, but is this a common thing for him? Is he hate getting in the gate? Anybody know? I don't know.
Not like this.
I have never seen it before, and there are no notes on him in the past about having any trouble like this. Now they're away from the pony and have a handler, but he's like walking backwards on the rail. Very, very odd to see.
Dr. Tang couldn't be here, but he said he's leaning West Willpower, but he likes Rattle and Roll and Stiletto Boy. He's thinking 2-4-6 try. Probably, actually, I think in opposite order. 6-4-2 was how he has them ranked here.
Smile Happy's moonwalking to the gate at this point. So
you're going to need to do the old Japanese trick. Throw a hood over his head and just trick him.
Seriously, it's... You know how you a toy, you wheel up backwards and then you let go and it takes off? That's what they're doing. They're just getting them ready.
Click, 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 click.
They're like they back him up. All right, Brian, hold his tail. We're gonna turn him around.
Yeah, twist it.
And then as soon as the gate opens, drop the tail. Off he goes.
You gotta shoot out like a bullet, man. If he ever gets in the damn thing.
Ellis Park, presented by Run Happy. Smile Happy, pissed that he's there and not at Churchill.
Everything's presented by Run Happy, though, isn't it? Isn't Run Happy sponsoring this show too?
No, we couldn't come to terms.
No, biscuits.
He didn't like what Aaron and Jared said about his former trainer Maria back in the day.
They want the deal was they wanted us to change Magic's official name to Run Happy, and we couldn't agree to the terms of that. So
it looks like Run Happy is now in the gate.
Smile Happy.
Smile Happy, sorry. Run Happy would, I don't know, I probably would take Smile Happy over Run
Smile
Happy.
Happy by Run Happy is heading into the gate. Someone needs to name a horse by Run Happy.
I'm sure Lannery's thinking, good Lord, I'm glad I'm in the gate now.
Yeah. That was an easy warm-up, man. He didn't do anything. He just
he's doing, you see him doing his, I don't know if he does that every race, but Lannery's doing all sorts of signs.
Special on this one, yeah. All right, let's see who's going to...
Yeah, it's true. Breeders' Cup winning, you're in for the Classic here.
Who's punching their ticket? Give me Rattle and Roll. Jared?
Smile Happy, I guess.
Nick?
God.
Proxy.
Magic?
Stiletto Boy, but I love Rattle and Roll at that price too.
Stiletto
Boy, there goes Stiletto too. I love that break for him. Oof.
Yeah, he just got out. Now the 3 speed bias pushing a little bit.
I need the good Joel today. I think I'm going to get him.
Yeah, he's actually not ridden poorly today.
Now he just got steadied.
Yeah, well, he was due.
He's good, though. He can win from here.
Stiletto Boy, just let him go now.
Yeah, this is good for Stiletto Boy, I think. Let those 2 go up there and gun it out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And West Willpower, I mean, they went 23-3, essentially the opening quarter there, but West Willpower did more work to get to that point. 3 wide on the first turn, and it kind of rushed up to speed bias.
We'll see. West Willpower, prior to that last race where he was awful, I thought he was like a legit Classic horse, and definitely disappointed last time out. We'll see if he can rebound here.
Rattle and Roll's in a great spot, too.
Yeah, Rattle and Roll's looking good. I mean,
Really
Smile Happy for everything.
47. Jeez, they went 47 pretty much. Speed bias quick. Oof.
The last Samurai running decent on the outside there, too.
I mean, both McPeak horses look good in where their respective positions. West Willpower, though, there he goes. He at least is making a run here.
Mm-hmm.
If Proxy can close on this track, he's got the fractions.
He's done.
Come on, here we go. Right on by Rattle and Roll.
Look at West Willpower.
Go get him, Stiletto boy. Damn, there goes West Willpower.
Yeah.
He just took off.
Come on, Rattle and Roll. Come on, buddy. Come on.
He's
Come
coming.
on.
Oh,
He's gonna get it.
Get
him. Get him.
He's not gonna get him. That was a good effort, though. That was a good finish there. Happy American got up for third, and nobody even talks about Happy American the entire preview, anything like that. That little screwball just snuck up for third at 48-1.
Look at the gallop out on everyone else. They're all just stopped. Look, that was the West Willpower we saw prior to the last race, and I look at Jared's frustration there. I just look up and he's just pissed.
It's just, yeah, the frustration is all time high because we're sorry fellow kids listening, but where the fuck was that last time? I mean, and yet again, I played a 4 and 5 over 6 keyed exacta, and yet again another race where I'm right all over it and just can't get up there to finish the job. I'm with you. I thought Rattle and Roll was going to get up there, and man, that's just a frustrating horse and a frustrating bet because
yeah, once he shook loose, I'm like, oh, there's a chance. He's got something here, and he just
I'm calling people at Ellis to see if they can find where Proxy went because nobody can see him on the TV screen right now.
It's been impossible to win from where Proxy was.
Yeah.
The last 2 days. Like, you just cannot be that far back and be able to win. And he ran up. I think he ended up finishing 5th in the race, 6th in the race.
No, he finished last.
Oh, did he? Last?
Proxy was last.
You cannot run from the back like that.
I will say, if you're Rattle and Roll, I think he looks like I would like him going 1.25 miles. I think he looks pretty good.
I think he's
That's the
legit
problem. He sucks you in, Nick. He makes you believe in him, and then he lays a giant goose egg when he's 1/3 of your entire bankroll.
Well, he will not be a favorite. I think you're going to get if he makes the if McPeak puts him in the Classic, he'll be a good price. I don't think he'll be a favorite by any means.
I mean, we'll see where he runs. I mean, he's probably going to run up at Saratoga in a couple of the big ones. They're 1.25 miles up there. And if he does that and wins one of those, it's going to change his price real quick. Like, if he's in the Whitney and runs well against Cody's Wish, that's going to make a big difference. However, if Cody's Wish wins the Whitney, you're going to get a price on everybody in the Classic.
Yeah. I also thought today, I mean, it's the same ownership between Rattle and Roll and Smile Happy, and BJ has rode both in their maiden, and he picked Rattle and Roll. I thought that was like a very obvious. I know you can't always play that game, but I thought that was a pretty obvious sign there.
But that's where he liked.
Yeah.
That stinks. I really wanted that. I feel the pain, Daniel. I had a nice little win bet there on Rattle and Roll at that 6-1 price and just could not get up.
I mean, that's just that's a tough one. Rattle and Roll ran well. Definitely ran better than a stablemate, no doubt about that. So I think we showed or proved that buyer was definitely inflated last time.
Yeah. West Willpower ran. He didn't run a 106. Like, that's the thing. I don't think he even ran back to that buyer in winning here.
I know.
We'll see what it comes back as, but like, I mean, West Willpower now is running 103, 109, 106. Probably I'll call that a 102, 103, somewhere in that range again. That's a heck of a start to a 6-year-old campaign for this horse that's just getting better and better since he got into the Brad Cox barn.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So obviously, I kind of thought in the Al-Shiba, it was like, okay, he was off Lasix. Those maybe that had a factor in it. Clearly didn't. He ran very well today. I mean, do you guys think West Willpower he's got to be a legit Classic horse now?
I think you might have some. I mean, I know you can't do this, but I don't know. Is he going to get 1.25 miles? It feels like he's going to have to press some speed and then hold off other good horses, I feel like that's a pretty tough position to be in. So
I wouldn't bet him at any type of short price in almost any race at this point. Like that alley sheet was so bad. He was loose on. He should have been gone. Like that was the biggest issue for me. And Smile Happy just made him look like he was standing still. I do think the extra distance helped today because he was able to kind of sit behind someone. I think he's probably a better horse when he's sitting behind someone too. I mean, if you look at that race 2 back, that one was his best effort in the New Orleans, and he was not on the lead. He was right off of it, and then just made a massive move around the far turn. It's again what he did today, sitting just off of it and made a lead, opened up, and then they couldn't get to him. It's tough for me to take a short price on a horse like this, though, because he's going to keep getting bet down, and yeah, he's good, but I don't know if he's great.
I mean, he is going to be bet hard.
plus you got to think, I mean, when you get to that race, you know, Defunded is going to be there. Defunded runs the same style as him. It's just going to be an interesting pace dynamic.
And we don't know what Cody's Wish is going to do going a mile and a quarter yet either, right? Is he going to be forwardly placed? Is he going to be sitting off of it? Is he going to try? Like, you don't really know what trip he's going to be looking for.
We also don't know that. I mean, I think he will, I guess, but we'll find out. Like, we also don't know if he will get at that distance, if he's that good at the distance. If he's not, we might be looking at some of these horses, West Willpower, you know, some of these that have a legit chance to win the thing. If Cody's Wish isn't, you know, Flightline, well, he doesn't have to be Flightline, but anything like that. So,
what about Tapit Trice, Jared? Your classic horse? Tapit Trice, your classic horse?
No, no, don't even put that on me, okay? He's another one. He'll win the Travers because he's also dead to me. So him and West Willpower, you know, in my dead fan base. So they're probably going to be great horses now. So,
well, and the Cody's Wish thing will be interesting because they ran in the Met Mile, obviously able to get the win there. They're pointing toward the Whitney to go mile and a quarter. That's going to be the real test for him. But the breeding says it should be no issue. Like he should have no problem with a mile and a quarter. He actually probably should be better going longer than going 6 furlongs. We've seen what he can do going short. So it'd be fun to see what happens there up at Saratoga this year.
All right. Well, we can wrap things up here. We can go around the horn and give our top. Yeah, exactly. Tapit Trice Horse of the Year.
We can vote from Jared.
We can give our top pick right now for the older dirt male, and if it's not West Willpower, like where do you put him in the classic picture, Jared?
It's not West Willpower for me. It's still Cody's Wish, but I think after that performance, I mean, I think I'm going to put him right there with like the second tier, which is like, you know, the Defundeds, and he's the best of that second tier group we just saw, I think. And so I think he's right there. I still can't put him ahead of Cody's Wish though.
Mike, same for you. Second behind Cody.
No, I would have him like 5th or 6th. I'd rather. I'm more interested in seeing what Mage, Arcangelo, and Forte come back at for classic prices. Because I think all 3 of those 3-year-olds are better than this older group.
Well, that's another thing too. Is like we don't know. Like some of these 3-year-olds, like there could be a 3-year-old. I mean, we talked about it on Blinkers Off. Like maybe not arrogant, but the arrogant type horse that starts to kind of really get good as a 3-year-old.
Right.
Might be the year that you could take advantage of a group. Again, if Cody's Wish isn't great at a mile and a quarter.
That's what I meant the older horses for the classic, not 3-year-olds.
Out of this race, I would take Rattle and Roll moving forward. I think Rattle and Roll has been the most impressive horse leading up to this, and I like the way this track has been playing and the jump that West Willpower got on Rattle and Roll. I think Rattle and Roll ran a really good race here.
He did.
Feldy?
I would go. I kind of hope McPeak gives him a little bit of a break because he's run a lot. But to me, Rattle and Roll looked really good here, and going forward to a mile and a quarter, I'd pick him just like Mike.
Yeah, I would. It's kind of hard not to with what you just saw from him. And again, it's frustrating, Jared. This is the effort we really thought that we were going to see from him last time. We didn't get it at Churchill in the Alley Sheba, but we did get it here, and so we'll see what happens next time out. So thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you, everybody who was in the live chat for joining us today. We'll be back. I don't know what's happening next weekend. Probably not anything. I think we're still slow until Saratoga.
Get some turf racing next weekend.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We got Belmont Derby, Belmont Oaks next week. All right. We'll be back next weekend, next Saturday for a live show covering Belmont Park, the 2 Grade 1 races there, along with the Grade 2 Suburban, probably the Grade 3 Victory Ride. Actually, no, that'll probably be earlier on the card. So we'll at least hit up the 2 turf races there. So please join us. It's always a lot of fun here. We try and give out some bets. We have a lot of fun in the live chat interacting with you. So we look forward to seeing you then. Make sure you also join us every Wednesday through Sunday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific for Dudes Who Bet Daily for our best bets around the horse and sports world. For Jared Welch, Mike Somich, you're laughing because I finally screwed it up, didn't I? It's not as easy as it looks. Nick Feldman, thanks for joining us. I've been Magic. We'll see y'all next time.